Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which is tainted with our own troubled pasts, our sordid lives, our bright futures, and all of our insecurities, and that we throw on other people. But at the end of the day, hopefully, something mildly sweet because we're good people at the end.
Yes, yeah, our very troubled pasts. Um yeah, so today we're talking 90 Day Fiancé UK season 3 episode 4. It's Tuesday, isn't it? No, I don't have the title of this episode, but that's a very British thing I just said. So, didn't it fit?
I mean, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Is what you thought the title was? Yeah.
I, no, I'm just saying that's what I made it up to be.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah. Well, I mean, I wish that you had like at least made it up to be something that would like make sense to this episode, like the celebrity chef that couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
You know what? You're right. I just that is Tuesday, and it is like a Twitter joke. And so I was
oh,
like, insert Twitter joke. Also insert something I know exactly how to say,
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Shame on me. I don't know this Twitter joke.
Yeah, the meme is like British people be like, it's, and then they spell Tuesday. They spell CHEW uh DEE, like DEE, Tuesday, and then INNIT, in it. And
that's
so
funny.
So the joke, yeah. So the joke is like British people be like, and then that spelling of that, and so it's just funny because it's like if you just say it phonetically, that's exactly what they say. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
So, anyways, that's what I did. But
You know what? It's a better title than what I
that's
said.
a
It's a better title than
yeah, that's good. That's a
no.
good fun thing, and this episode was a good fun thing.
Oh, it was. Well, this whole season is a good fun thing. It's a great spinoff of this. We're so happy to have it. I mean, it feels like an again like an alternative universe of this thing we already know. It's so lovely because it feels familiar and yet nuanced and different and like it's so charactery. It's great. So let's start with Sam and Allie. Sam is 28. I mean, listen, I could not be more ignorant to the many different parts of England and the many different accents. And it's so fun to be like, okay, well, this girl sounds different from Charlotte. I,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
need someone,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like need Blighty Day or see someone to be like, okay, well, this person's from the North Country and near Scotland, and this
that's what I
person,
was thinking. Yeah, I thought this person was from Leeds.
I mean, you would know more than me. I mean, or I just like this person sounds wildly different than everyone else. And she has met Allie and Sam. We get Sam first. We're gonna get Allie second, which is great because it's great that we
Wait,
get
wait.
so much of both. Yeah.
This man's name is one, Ali. Two,
Mm.
his his
Hmm.
his age is 23.
Yes.
Just I didn't put
I shouldn't call him Allie. I should call him Ali. You're right. Yeah.
but that's
Ali.
the way she
Prince.
says it. She calls him something weird like Ali. And
Yeah.
it's yeah, that's what she says it.
Yeah.
Ali. And you're like, what did she say? Ali?
Yeah.
OLLY? No, his name is Ali. But anyways, go ahead.
Prince Ali, fabulous he. I mean, he does seem maybe a little bit fabulous, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I will talk about it.
Babwa.
I
Babwa
know.
is so hilarious.
God, it was such a great movie. She lives with her mom, and her mom has like piercings. Her mom has like a piercing right here in her nasolabial fold, and she has one in her nose. You know what I'm saying? And you knows what I'm saying.
Mm.
And they are very, very close. They live together. They're always bumping into each other, literally, figuratively, like bump, bump. And then at one point, they cuddle in bed together in one of those beds that like. First of all, they have like rows on rows wallpaper, just like rows, 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 rows. And it's just like one of those like silver plated kind of like luxe glam Z gallery if you're American kind of beds. It just like can I be honest? I loved it.
It was like Joan Rivers for a second. Can I be honest?
I was like
It's a
mhm.
little bit like, can I be honest? Yes, you can. Anyways, so
I loved it. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I did not don't remember and or recognize the background of it,
The
but
wallpaper, the rose wallpaper?
yeah, I did not. I don't remember it. It didn't stand
Oh,
out to me as like. Was it dark?
no, it was pink.
Okay,
It
then
was like a
yeah.
big pink roses on one top of each other. It was almost like an Andy Warhol painting. I loved it. It was like modern. It was like sexy. It was glam. I didn't know if it was her room or her mom's room, but it was the same room. They sleep together in the same bed. That was all confusing to me.
She loves
You
to
know,
dance. She
love
loves.
not just dance. Wait, okay. Let me ask you this: when she said she loved to dance before they moved into what kind of dance? What
I
was
was
your
like
first
ballroom,
thoughts?
ballroom.
Oh, you thought ballroom for her?
Yeah, that's the. I was like, it most likely isn't hip hop.
I thought at first Zumba, and then when it wasn't Zumba, I thought like, oh, I was hoping that it was like tap and or jazz, like, and I thought it was because she had taken it since her youth, and she loved like tap or jazz. Like for some reason, I
Oh,
was just really like leaning into that. So when it was like Latin ballroom, and not like sexy Latin like salsa or like merengue, but like fancy Latin ballroom, I was like, oh. I don't know. But I'm happy for her. Can I be honest? I love it. But I just was
Mhm.
also surprised. I was like, that's my joke for hers. I'll keep saying, can I be honest? I love it. But it's just that I was like, okay. I mean, all right, Sam. Unexpected.
Yeah,
Dance
I
style.
was unexpected that she loves to dance. So it's great. It was great.
She loves
I love
dancing. She loves face masks. And who doesn't love that? She loves cuddling in bed with loved ones.
that.
Um, she
So yeah. Go ahead.
no, what were you gonna say? I want to hear.
I'm like this next part with Ali in Turkey, him yelling,
Yes.
"My angel is here," and her being like, I'm like, "Oh, girl, you don't get no attention, huh? None."
But you know what's like that's the same fucking thing though, if you be honest, that happened to Nicole. Nicole went to Egypt with someone, and some guy was like, "You are very special to me with my eyes." And she was like, "Okay," like it
Yeah,
just listen,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
is a power to like tall, dark, handsome man.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
when they lay their sights on you and they're aggressively going after you, like it's nothing like it. It's an intoxicating drug.
So
Yeah,
it sounds
I
like
don't
you've been
know.
prescribed this drug, a couple times in
I
your life.
mean, we're all dying of some sort of addiction.
So yeah, it is very interesting how like and then she says, "Oh, I ignored him for about an hour and then I just went and sat and talked with him for the rest of the night." I'm like a stalking weirdo.
She went back like for 3 shifts, she said. And then she describes after that, she's like, okay, so this is what we're supposed to believe, but I'll say what I believe later. She says that she's in bed and she gets a phone call from him. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I can't sleep." He's like, "Okay, I'll be there in an hour." And then she's up for like 2 hours with him, walking the beach and laughing her ass off and feeling like super, super comfortable all night.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I'm like, okay, so he was on shift or something, called you in your room. You said that you can't sleep. He's like, okay, I'll wait till I'm done because she's been like there every other night. And so then
Yep.
he comes and gets her and they just like walk around and she just like falls
Listen,
in lickety love.
yeah, that'll do it. You know what I mean? That'll do it. That sounds like exactly what happened between Asuelu and Kalani. Now, speaking of Asuelu and Kalani had another baby and
With
didn't tell
Dallas.
didn't yeah, did with Dallas. Listen, everybody's like, congratulations. Wow, you keep having kids. Congratulations. And like I want to get the like demon of girl, you just keep having kids out of my spirit because I feel like it's none of my business and she should be able to live her life. But I'm like, I thought they were expensive. They're not expensive. Is that why you just keep having them with everybody that you have sex with? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I
I,
mean, she's not
I,
alone in having just like a very fertile life with men, like
a
with men
very
she likes to
fertile
get it.
life.
She likes a raw dog situation. She might marry
Loves
them,
it.
might not.
Loves it. And I'm just like, that is, it's the way sometimes people talk about having kids is like it's just like it is. They just took a breath and they had a baby, and I'm like, it's so foreign to me. It's such a foreign concept that I'm like, how is it so easy? Anyways, so yeah, I believe it. But what are you saying? You don't believe that? You think something else? Tell me what you think.
Well, I think that she like kept calling him and or she like, like kept texting him and was like, "When are you off? When are you off?" And he was like, "Ugh, one." And so she was like, "Okay, I'll stay up. Come get me in my room." And they walked around and he was just like, "She will. She is in love. She looks at me with eyes, honey. I know them English eyes, them English rose eyes, honey. She's needy. She wants me. She loves me." Um Sammy ends up ditching her mom, who was also there on
Oh
vacation.
yeah. Yeah. That's so
She's like,
rude.
"Have fun
Yeah. It's so rude.
by yourself."
Yeah,
Y-
she just like she fully was like, my mom kind of felt ways about it. I'm like, oh no, you're a terrible wingman. Like you're a terrible, like, unless the mom truly is like chill by herself, which most people are not. She
Not not on
really
holiday in Turkey.
she really, messed that up.
Hmm. So they're just hanging out in the pool, hanging out around. So we cut to him, and he, makes no qualms about what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like
I we
in
I
in a way that's also just like Candace from Love After Lockup or like Brittany, where you're just like, it's obvious to everyone what's happening here, and it's not to her, which is like super, super awkward. But before I get there, I forgot. The mom is like at odds with her, and 100% there's like another situation which that she's giving him money and like has given him money because that's what he wants and needs, which is one of the reasons why none of these people believe that this is real for her or whatever, and this is like a sad situation. But um they have a phone call. Okay, so this is what is. I thank you for writing this down, Walks. I did not understand in their accent what was happening.
oh
She
they
calls
fight.
him. You want to this is so I could okay this I could not I didn't know the alcohol, but you
Okay,
okay, you tell the
here's what it is.
absolute blue. I was like, what do they
Here's what
keep
happens.
okay.
Here's what happens. So she calls him and he doesn't answer. And she's like, I hate it when he doesn't answer. It just really, makes me so, so, so angry. And I'm like, you live in a different time zone, like miles and miles away from each other in like a completely different environment. And then she calls him again and he answers the phone and he's like, hello. And she's like, stop playing around. What you doing? And he's like, I'm asleep. I am sleep. And she's like, why? Because you're hungover, you drunk, what'd you do last night? And he's absolute blue. So she's like, how'd you get that? That's a British alcohol. I'm like, is she an alcoholic? Because there is no way that I know what country alcohols come from. There is no way that I would know that certain alcohol can only be gotten in duty free. So she believes that she has jumped to the conclusion that some English woman has come to wherever he is and has brought him a bottle of Absolute from duty free in the airport.
Well,
And
yeah, I don't know what they say about alcohol in that way because we're so American. Like, we don't hardly have to think about traveling across state lines with alcohol that isn't like what we're. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know alcohols that aren't American, like Stella or like Guinness, or whatever, like Heineken. Those are like beers from different countries, or like obviously I know French wine. Now, whether abs at first I was like, is she saying absolute or? But I don't know if just okay, if there was like Tito's vodka, to me is like an American liqueur, like like because it's made in America or whatever. But like, so if someone had Tito's vodka in, like, let's just say Beirut, and I was talking to like a guy from Lebanon, I would assume that an American had brought that over.
okay, great.
I'm just
I
trying to think.
would
Yeah,
not have any idea. I wouldn't even think of it as like anything.
like If you suddenly turned around and told me that you were drunk off of Lebanese arak, I would assume that a Lebanese person had got you drunk.
You wouldn't assume that I had found a Lebanese store and been in there and been like, which one is alcohol? And I would have just gotten myself.
No,
Oh.
because I don't know you to be someone who just gets super wasted from liqueur like that.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
So you would have to have drinking it with
but
someone.
absolute vodka is not a liqueur. It's just it's vodka. It's like regular ass vodka. So that's why I'm saying I just would have
A
no
liquor,
idea.
not a liqueur, I guess.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
a
a liqueur.
liquor.
It's a liquor. No, but liqueurs are the thick ones, the thick sweet ones, like Cointreau and Chambord, like and Amaretto. Like those are liqueurs.
Oh, okay. You know,
But
I
anyways,
don't know. Yeah,
so she knows exactly what absolute is. And I'm like, how is it that you have even jumped to this conclusion? And so he's hungover. He doesn't want to talk to her. He just keeps saying like weird stuff and looking weird on freaking national television, like all of the BBC. And then she's like, "You're doing my head in," like to like announce that she's frustrated and he's making her mad.
Absolute Blue Vodka is a premium spirit known for its smoothness and clarity. It's made from the winter wheat and hails deep within Sweden. So it's not even English.
Don't know.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know, but she just what about she's very, very insecure that he's just gonna like cheat on her. Like he has, and I do too. So I can say this. We both can say this. We both have this. Such pointy eyebrows. Such pointy eyebrows. I mean, we are both him and I are basic Disney villains. I mean, like these eyebrows be pointing somewhere. This one, so much more than this one. But well,
I
I don't
thought
know. I just got him
he
done.
does look like a villain. I think you're
Yes, he
right.
does. Yes, he does.
He looks
He,
like
it,
like a villain. Like not yet. This is the origin story.
yeah, he just like it gets drunk. He considers himself a playboy. He lives in a staff apartment, and what he wants to do, which is the second time we've heard this, is be a professional gamer.
Oh my
Someone who
god.
plays video games for a living. I mean, obviously there's been times in which I could say like, oh, I wish I could just get really good at Sims and play Sims for a living. Or I play slither.io, which is like my fun iPhone game. Or for a long time I played Home Design, which was that home decor game I played with Monique, which I just spend so much time like decorating different rooms or whatever, God bless. And other people play like Roblox or like Call of Duty. I'm just trying to think like too bad gamers, professional gamers usually only means you're playing like certain kinds of games, because I can't, I think, get by playing Sims or Slither, or Home
Yeah.
Design professionally. you know,
Professionally playing home design. That's hilarious.
Monique would be better than me. Monique always had a much better score and she never spent any money, and I would spend thousands. No, I wouldn't spend thousands.
Okay.
I'd
Oh, thank
spend tens.
you.
It was during COVID I spent tens.
Tens. That's so funny. So he definitely gets cheeky with the girls, he says.
Mhm.
And he looks at his target, he assesses them, he comes up with a game plan of how he's going to seduce them, and then he executes it. And he basically just told us exactly how he bagged her with the "Hey, my beautiful angel." Like that was his target. He
He's like,
assessed
"Oh, oh, oh, my
the
eyeballs. They are so blinded by the brightness of the sun that just walked in my life. Have you ever seen such beauty, such joy emanating? I am speechless. Oh, dear God, dear angel. What is your name?" And she's like, "Sam." No, that was Kate. She has a New York accent. She's like, "Sam." I don't know, whatever it is.
yeah.
And he was
So
just like,
it's so hilarious because I feel like what he actually saw was he's like, "Oh my god, low self esteem and desperation. Oh, yes. That's what he saw. And so she comes, I don't know, she just gets played by this absolute lying thief. And then we have a he says that he always knew that he was going to marry outside of Turkey.
Mhm.
And then when he moves to England,
Boring.
he's just going to be rich.
He's like, "Turkish women are boring. I've been here, done that. I've already been here 23 years dealing with these Turkish women." I'm like, "You are 23. You weren't like one walking around, like, swinging your cock around. And when are you talk? He seems crazy. I mean, he seems fucking bananas. I don't like him and no one likes him for her. But basically, yeah. So, um, she then he meets with his friends that are all interesting looking in some way. One of them has teeth that, like, looks like it's like a bunny Bugs Bunny sort of teeth. What, Wah? You know I'm right. So what? I can't say it? They're all meanies. Those teeth, honey, on that one kid, I mean, I was woo,
I was gonna
woo-hoo.
I was thinking about how to say it without saying it, and then you said it, and that's why I just in the middle of my tea drinking. Yeah, it was a very interesting that they're just like over here, just like salivating and spitting while talking. Well,
Yes.
yeah, you get all
They're
these
like
women. I'm so
hyenas.
jealous of you. I'm so jealous that you got all these woman. Ha ha ha. And he's like, yeah, big dick going to England. You know what I mean? Like he's so excited about it. Like he was cheering at a football game.
He's like, "In
Um,
England, I'll make a lot of money. In UK, you make a lot of money,
don't
and
worry,
you
I'll
just
be
have a
rich.
summer home in Turkey. I can just you come back.
I'll be a millionaire. Don't worry, it's gonna happen.
I think
It,
it's gonna happen for you. No, it is gonna happen for you. I always knew that you'd be a millionaire. You're gonna leave here with them pointy eyebrows.
uh,
Those eyebrows pointed somewhere up
it's
from
like
here.
what if
They're going north. Those eyebrows.
they're like, what if anything is like, what's wrong with her? Is there anything? Well, he's like, she's too much headache, too much speaking, too much worried about everything, too much sleep, too much for jealous. It's too much. Like, that's what he says about her.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, what happened about you being a playboy right now? And he's like, she's a detective. She has agents in the hotel. And I was like, wow, that is like a very clear like statement and idea about, and I would not put it past her. I would not put it past her to have gotten to know a lot of the staff by being friendly, following them all on Instagram or some shit, and just ask them questions about him. I would not put it past her.
Ooh,
She's crazy.
in love.
She
Da, 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 da.
oh my god. So then we have the saddest scene.
No, I know. I know. This
Her
is like, yeah, no, this
doppelganger
is the future. Yep.
walks
Also, looking
in.
into the future. Yep.
Yeah, her doppelganger, her future self walks in a pub to have a conversation with her, and this friend would say and did say that she is somebody who wasted 6 years with a Turkish man, and she just got a divorce, and she is like, I am the ghost of Christmas future,
Mhm.
saying that to Sam. And Sam is like, I hear you, but no, that's not going to be me. No.
He
Oh,
doesn't lie. He doesn't lie to me.
but that's not
I
us.
know how much money you've given him. So much money. I know you already have.
Yeah. But that's not, I mean, no, I mean I have, but like that's not, it's not, the money is not a thing. I gave it to him. He didn't ask me for it.
Yes, but he made it seem like he needed it, and you are a good person. And that's what's going to keep happening, and his family, and that's what they need you for, which is your money. He thinks you're a millionaire,
Does he? Does d- no, but I'm not. I'm not though.
but he
But
thinks you're a millionaire.
okay, well at least that means that he's planning on coming here and actually working. So again, this is not the same situation, even though we look exactly
Same,
alike, and we
same
got
face, same
we
situation, same
and
face, same situation, same hair, same
even
face,
though
same
we both
voice.
went to Turkey and we both were at a resort and both of us married or gonna marry bartenders, and they're, both of us have this. I mean, his name is Ali, my guy's name is Ali. They're
It's the
both
same person,
skinny.
basically. Let's be honest.
They're
It's the same
both
person who's doing it
skinny.
to you. He's
Jesus.
kind of type. You know, we should arrest him, honey, because this is like this should be a
Jesus.
docu-series. I should sell this to Netflix. This was crazy. This is the Tindler swindler. This is, this is the Turkish swindler,
It was it was bananas that she
Yes.
just sat there and looked at that mirror image and was like, "No, it's not. It's not going to happen
No.
to me. Ours is real. We have real love."
Real love. Yeah, no. It was really sad, and no one likes it for Sam, including Sam's mom. And I think there'll be a moment where Sam realizes it. And I also, yeah, he's
Yeah.
gross.
I mean, she
He's
will realize it too late.
too little, too late.
Mm.
7 years. 7 years gone. That her poor friend. I mean, Jacob Molly. Jacob Molly. I don't know. Johan and Charlotte going from one lady to the other. Just
Lily
what an
pad just
interesting thing.
jumping. Same pond, different pad.
Yeah, absolutely. She thinks we picked up from the last episode of him being 45 minutes late from when she thought he was getting off work, and he and her talk on WhatsApp, and so she has sent him a text and he has not either looked at it or answered. So there's only one check, like it was just delivered but not like read or whatever. God bless. So then she's like, he's cheating on me. She's so upset. Suddenly he shows up. She's like, oh great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Full meltdown.
not
Full meltdown. And then
yeah,
just like right back.
didn't happen, as if it
Like,
didn't fucking happen.
yeah, that, and it's like, wouldn't he be just the craziest to cheat on her in her face when she's actually here? Like, why does she
With the
believe
film
that?
crew. With the
Yeah,
film crew.
why does she believe that on this specific trip with all these people following her, following him, cameras around, that he would choose this occasion to stay late from work, fucking one of his coworkers in a broom closet?
Does she think it's a coworker, or does she think it's like any and all of the various
Oh, does she think
customers?
that he's like,
Sinky Pinky.
yeah, sicky pinky, but also like getting a little money on the side? Like,
Yeah.
anyways, there's a market for that. Okay, so she then is like fine once they see each other. The music is like very much like reunited and it feels so good. And then they have sit down and have like the weirdest, fakest conversation. Like about children in the future and where they want to live. And it's just like this feels like A, you should already had this conversation, and B, it feels so fake. Everything he's saying sounds just like so fake.
Oh yeah. He is not genuine. Like the way he talks is just so like, huh? Is that what you want? Okay. Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't seem really into it. She's, of course, like planning the wedding. She's like, "You want what, 3 or 4 kids with me? I'm gonna start fast, because they're already trying to have a kid." Then they go visit his mom in the house, and she is like holding. I already know exactly who that child was.
I think his little brother.
His little brother.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What a spread. So that baby loves her, so he just like falls asleep in those arms.
Mhm.
And they go over the roof and the fact that that roof happened, and the mom is like, "Thank you," and then she's like, "What do you need now?" And the mom says that she needs hospital money for the hospital. And she knows that she has to give that, and she like tries to be as loving as possible to be like, "I know that if we go away to the UK, he like, is the breadwinner for you, and he won't forget you," or whatever. They try and like think about how much they would have to send back, and $300 a month seems to be the price, or whatever. So they at least get those kinds of things talked about. She at least understands that he has to send money back, but
Yeah.
at the same time, she will. It's because the nature of the relationship is that he's in need of something that she's providing.
Yeah. And the way that he presented her to the mom and then asked his mother to say what she needed, and the mother was even like shy about doing so, was like, "Oh, I don't just want to ask." And he's like, "No, no, tell her what it is exactly you need. Be truthful." Felt very much like he thinks she is rich. Like, no, this is the banker. The banker is here to give us money. So be honest about what you need. It felt very much like that.
Yeah.
His confidence with telling his mom to tell the truth. It was like, okay. So she's like, yeah, the stove is broken. I don't know what's wrong with it. And I need to go to the doctor. And it's just like, then Charlotte's like, okay. And I'm like, Charlotte, you are putting yourself in this position. You have a cape on and you flew through the window with one arm out. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like crazy how she did that, how she talked about that. So even though it was good that they had the conversation, it's just a crazy conversation to have with somebody who isn't rich, who cuts hair. That's the way she described it.
I mean, that is, I see what you're saying. I wonder how much the stove would be. I wonder how much the hospital's bills would be, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So basically, go ahead.
She goes to then look at the venue without him, and this girl who is helping her look at the venue is such a cutie pie. I was like, so happy for her English. Like, she really, it was like, I was like, oh, good for you, girl.
Yeah, she was cute. She's like, do you want me to help you rehearse? I'll be him. And she's like, well, how many people there be? And then, from your family. And she was probably expecting this woman to be like, 50 or whatever. And she's like, 2. She's like, oh, just got it.
1 and okay. 1.
Yeah, intimate wedding. Okay. But yeah, Johanna's nowhere to be found. I mean, I know maybe he's working. I'm like, but was there a time in which you could have done this with him? I don't know. God bless. Do you want to move on to Sprite and John?
Yeah. Sprite. Is that Sprite?
I'm drinking.
Or is it cherry? Just cherry.
It's cherry Slurpee.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
Yeah, it was. I wanted it. Sprite is happy because he got his luggage back, honey. And Sprite is reunited with his clothes, and so he has a smile on his face. Then John lets us know what their little hurdle of the episode is, which is that he's procured an interview. Now, this is where it gets interesting. To be a celebrity chef, to be the next celebrity, to work in line to be what he wants to be as a celebrity chef, which to me was interesting because I'm like, well, that's like me being like, I want to be a celebrity actress growing up. Like, I don't want to be a celebrity. I want to act and I want to be whatever, and or be a comedian and or whatever, and like be so successful that I have a lot of money. And I don't so much care about being famous as I care about having the ability to wield some sort of like, career saving income by having like a community of people that respond to my like influence or likeness. You know what I'm saying? Period. But I mean, for him, it's like, I just really want to be a good like entertainer, and he should just want to be like a really good chef or whatever. The celebrity part is so funny, and he's not a good chef yet. Like, he's not like, I feel like we don't even have like basics down. So it's like, let's start to like work on some stuff. Basically, he has a lot going for him in his ego. This is where I get white man complex. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be a next celebrity chef, and he hasn't planned for shit. Now here comes Sprite, who's been a bitch the entire time, but Sprite knows what it takes to get things done. And Sprite has probably had 2 parents or 1 parent, a parent or grandparents that really drove home the need to get, like, be practical in certain things. So while John's like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm gonna like figure it out once I'm there, Sprite's like, well, let's see what you can do now. And he's like, okay, I'll make a chocolate drip cake. And we're like, okay, well, let's see what you can do. Let's see what your artistic flair is. Let's see how you decide to make it your own. What is the je ne sais quoi, like what makes it like truly special? John just sort of to the cooking textbook, does like a cake recipe, doesn't want to like change it at all, doesn't want to make his own, and then decorates it weirdly, like not in a professional way, like not in a way where anyone would hire you to do that. Sure, if you went to a party and you were like, it's your birthday, I made you this cake, people be like, oh, with all those things on it, oh, look at all the toppings you put on it, so big pieces of, you just all those big chunks on that top. Okay, John, let's see who tries it, but like no one's gonna sit at a fucking restaurant and get those just rocky chunks. I mean, such a rustic chop of a cake. Okay. I
It
can't.
looked it just looked like it was like the edges of the cake were hard and that they could cut you. So wait a minute. This is what I want to say about the situation. It's that I like the fact that John is shooting for the absolute ridiculous stars. Okay. I feel like it's good for him. Some people need to have like ridiculous expectations in order to feel good about whatever their life is. And I think that's
Okay.
what he's doing. And he really like half-ass shot for it, right? Which is so hilarious that
Yeah.
definitely Sprite has to be the one to be like, no, you need to practice. Like, if you want something, you have to work for it. You have to try hard. You have to like practice. So every day you should be practicing. And then he's like, I got a really good opportunity to have an interview at a 2-star Michelin restaurant. And I was like, 2-star? I have
Oh, that's
never heard of like I've only ever heard like, oh, this is a 5-star Michelin restaurant. I didn't know that there were levels to it.
no, you get a Michelin star is great. One Michelin star is great. You're not think 5-star is like hotel. Michelin star rankings are
Oh.
different.
Oh.
Yeah, like a Michelin, one Michelin star restaurant's great. Like two
Oh,
Michelin
okay,
star,
okay,
like
okay, okay, okay.
so. But yeah,
I
like
didn't know there were
John.
yeah.
Yeah. John is just like, with Sprite being, so high up and, so artistic in what he does. I just wanted to make him proud and I just want him to be like happy with me. And Sprite is just like, you're not shit. This cake is not shit. And then like it goes from that. So then John goes to the interview. Okay. And like Sprite, I guess I think feels a little bad. Sprite's like, I was being mean to him or whatever. And Sprite also has this conversation where he's like, I didn't need to come here. I was living my life, like
Yep.
high up there, like in Korea, just like shooting with all the best people and just like, is he Thai? Was he from Korea?
Tie.
Highland, sorry. I said it, then I was like, this is not right. And he was like, I shoot with celebrities. I have a lot of money. I don't need to be here. My friends were like, why are you here? So if I'm going to be here, it's because like I really want to like get a big chance to like move somewhere crazy in my life and like reap a big reward, but I also need money and he needs to have a better job to provide for me and all of that. So all of that's also like happening. And of course, John goes to the interview and I am mad we didn't get to have a little footage, like a little. I mean, like, I know it probably really is a fancy place, but like him almost going in, him going out, like he could have just worn something. I would have loved to see him during this like thing, but he's just like, oh yeah, I fucked up. I wasn't prepared and I had never
Mhm.
been in that kind of professional setting before. And I was so interested by that. I'm like, we weren't prepared. Like, did you not sharpen your knives? Was there stains on your leg? I guess I was like, did you forget what the difference between basil and cilantro is?
You are doing me in this episode. I can't handle it. It's too much, Chris. Turn it down, please. Turn it down. My throat already hurts. You saw me drinking tea and you've got me over here cackling. I'm sick of you. We have 2 more people to go to. I don't want to laugh anymore.
I'm not trying to make you laugh. I like don't understand. Like,
Okay, anyways.
okay, go on. You talk.
Um okay. Yeah, so okay, so then he definitely was like, I've never been in a kitchen like that. And I thought to myself, is this amateur night at the Apollo? Like, what's going on? You had an
Right.
interview at so this is where I was like, okay, so a 2-star Michelin restaurant either is now great, and I just don't understand what 2-star means, or he's just like, I guess, works in a diner. Like, that's what his level of understanding of how a kitchen works, and just different in a diner than it is, at a 2-star because I'm like, I don't know what it's like, but just watching those cooking shows makes me know that there's some like really intense structure going on, and there's a sous chef, and there's people manning different stations and parts of getting the food together, like, and you don't know, you don't have the skill set for that. That's why you made that dumbass cake.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, you can see someone move in such a way in the kitchen, the way that they handle their knives, the way that they cut, the way that they keep things clean and stuff like that. Like their thought process, their like smoothness and different things. I also feel like if at the end of the day his thing is not just to be a chef, but also a celebrity chef, if that's really it, then we're in the day and age now where you should absolutely be like doing your own cooking content show. So then half of this footage should be him being like, as you know, Sprite, since we've already showed me doing my cooking videos for the TikTok, I want to be a celebrity chef. And so this is part of the thing, like,
Yeah, you're still
but
on
anyway,
the
he's not,
celebrity chef part of it. But you're
because
right.
when he,
I think it's crazy that he's. But that's like people saying that they want to be a movie star. It's
yes,
like, yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy to say that because it's not the 70s. You can't say that. You shouldn't say that anymore. But there are people who just want that. He really just saw the far, like he's like not only do I want to be a chef, but I also want to be a chef that like has at least one restaurant and then like tours and does private situations at times, but then also gets on a cooking show, does so well that I then become a celebrity in my own right. And then
yes,
I go and do it, like, just like levels of it. It's like crazy. And I'm like, well, you
yes.
need to get on it, boy, because I know you guys are young, but you ain't that young. Just kidding.
Yeah, stop going around going to like Cornwall and stuff like that. You have shit to do. You should have never gone on that fucking trip. You shouldn't even have him here if your whole thing was you had to get a job first. Be
Mm-hmm.
fucking working on them recipes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
What's your
know, this is the first time you
specialty?
made that cake. Spite was like, I'm sorry, this is come again, the first time you're making this, and I made you try to do this only the night before. And did he have to make a cake or did he just have to chop? Like, what was,
I don't
I
know.
wish I saw the
I'm
footage.
on his side.
Sprite.
I'm on Sprite's side, unfortunately. He's being such
Yeah,
a meanie.
I know, but
Nicole, that wasn't this
he needs
cute.
some tough
Oh,
love.
sorry.
What? Yeah,
Was it,
Nicole
I
needs.
said, wasn't it cute at the end? Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought it was cute. I thought that, this feels so different, but also so, similar with obviously Nicole
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Mahmoud. But but they're different people, and so she gets off the airplane and she's going to go, obviously to Egypt. They're already married, as we already know, and they just get to be together. You wrote down Prince of Egypt song in the airport. Is that
Because they literally, like, when they do that transition to her flying to Egypt, it's like it sounds like the Prince of Egypt movie. Any nights we pray with no fear anyone could hear. Like just like it just sounded like it was like in the beginning of Aladdin, you know? It was like this weird soundtrack that all of a sudden it was like Middle East, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
So it was so, yeah, it was so well. So anyways, there wait, okay. Every time we get to the Middle East, the Middle Eastern man says that you cannot be physical in person. These two got held hands, they kissed, they hugged at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It makes me confused because I'm like, so then they've all been lying or what?
So, okay, certain more, if however religious more your government is and more conservative it is, and your own relationship to conservative and or religiousness would predetermine that. For instance,
Ah,
also, country does too. Like, I think that in Lebanon it's not a problem, especially if you're like not super conservative. Egypt has a different kind of government, as opposed to other ones, so that's
they
why.
do have a liberal, they do have a liberal side because we've seen it in
Egypt,
these shows in Egypt. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Never mind then. That's why.
Yeah. Of course, different parts of Egypt is like different people that live there are going to be like, more or less conservative based upon their own beliefs. But he's like, Miss England has arrived. He's just like so happy to see her, and they definitely hug. And um, she has this conversation where she flips him off, and then she's like, well, we all do that in England. It's like, and he's like, no, you cannot. You cannot do it here. No woman is allowed to ever utter a bad word, and nor should your finger ever do such a thing.
That, and I was like, Why did you flip him off? That's so stupid. Flipping off is such a weird thing. You don't flip people off, do you? I've never even seen you do it.
No, I don't. I don't do it because it's like a weird thing. I feel like it looks weird because I have such long fingers. But like, also, you know how there's some things where like people, like if I was to do it now, like my finger would have like this, it'd be weird because it's just like that. But then sometimes people go like this. Sometimes
I've
people do it with
I've
like
seen
two bent
that
fingers,
two
and
bent
then it's
fingers.
like
Yeah.
this is crazy looking.
Yes. But what my thing is that like when people do it in pictures and people like flip off the camera in pictures, I don't get it. Like I don't understand what that motion
It's like
is
you're trying to
trying
be
to convey to
like
me.
fuck you, like
And then
fuck
I'm like,
you.
but then I'm also like, then don't show me that picture. Like I don't want to see that picture because I don't want to be flipped off by you. I find it rude.
Yeah, it is rude, but it's like '90s grunge. It's like
No,
rock.
people do it
It's
now.
like
People do it now.
yeah, well, because people, it's like rock. It's like kind of like dark. It's kind of like edgy. Trashy, irreverent. Yeah, irreverent, strong, opinionated, cool. All of those kind of things. I feel like
Mhm.
Jojo Sawa has like a picture of her like flipping off the camera on her like TikTok right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like all of that. But yeah, so basically, they get to experience life together since they are a married couple and they've been sleeping not with each other. Now they get to be with each other sexually, which is great for them. We don't get to ever talk about it though. Like 90 Day Fiance producers never ask them about their sex life in a way that we would have talked about it with Nicole. And Mahmoud would be like, well, did you guys have a fun night last night?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Mahmoud would be
Yeah.
Nicole would be like, well, it was interesting at first, but then, we had a little fun, or whatever. But like the way that they're produced is so different.
Yes. I kind of am okay with I don't want to know how your sex was. Like I want you to if you feel like saying it because like of whatever, that's different. But I don't need the producer to push that narrative or get that to happen.
Yeah.
Like it's unnecessary to me. Um so they then have the morning after thing and Tahir is leaving a lot behind and it starts to really weigh on him and he gets like cold feet. And he goes and talks to his brothers and the way that they talk about it, it sounds as though they are now leaving Egypt and going to Babylon, like going to like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Mm-hmm.
in Sodom and Gomorrah and
Mm-hmm.
you have to just fight away the demons left and right. And you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
by yourself, a warrior in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
batting away the demons. And so
Mm-hmm.
they're worried, like, for his, like, eternal soul, a little bit, it feels like. That, like,
Yeah.
are you going to have, are there mosques there? And then,
Mm-hmm.
like, which is like such a crazy ass question, but only because like I know that in any major city there are mosques, any major place there are mosques. Like he's not going to, like that, whatever. But the fact is that he doesn't know, which is so interesting because he has to now ask her. Like didn't even think about that. Didn't even ask like is there a mosque available to me?
She's like, there's a center. There's a center. There's no mosque, but there's a center people get at. And she's like, there's other Islamic people there. She's like, yeah. There's a bunch of people like you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But like they sit down when they have that they sit down and they have like a I guess dinner with some friends who are the same. The guy is Egyptian even though he doesn't speak at all and the woman is British or European somehow. And you're on mute.
Yeah, the accent wasn't British, is what I was going to say.
Yeah. So she's European and they kind of talk about the difference in the clothing and for some reason the European girl was like she made me feel like she was scared a little, but she was talking the whole time and I was like you don't sound happy about this. And then we have him, he just is like, girl, I can't go. she's like she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, nah, like I'm gonna miss my family too much. Like I've never left the country. Like I'm really scared. Like I just don't know if like I can do it, you know. And then she has to like reassure him and like touch his arm and like, you know, get him to understand that, you know, there are things for him to do. And then like he's like, okay. And I thought that was really sweet because we rarely see sweetness between these couples. Like if this were Amber and Daniel from fucking Costa Rica to Florida, she would have just been angry at him the whole time and mad at him for not like doing whatever and getting whatever done. And then if it just, you know what I mean, like every couple has
If
like
this is
such,
Nicole and Mahmoud, she'd be like,
yeah,
well, get over it because I've been here in Egypt and
yeah.
I don't have anyone. There's no Los Feliz artist community people that make clothes around here for me to be with. You don't see me crying about it. You know, you're just like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's just like, it's just so nice to see this, you know, the actual love.
Yeah, we need more. We need more of it. You know, JLo released a statement, and that's what she said. By the way,
Oh yeah, great.
a lot of hurt and pain in this world, and I think that we just need more love.
What a what a
What?
privileged thing to say. All right.
Remember, just like Fergie said, "Where is the love? The love? Da 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 da."
I
People
do rec-
anyway, okay, here we are. We're done with this. I'll let you guys go. I'll just I'm so sorry. But here, if you want more of this, I don't know why you would, but if you do want more of this, don't worry. It exists for free on the internet. And you can absolutely follow and like all our posts. We're at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties on X. We have a Facebook group, the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. We're on YouTube. Give us 5 stars if you haven't yet and a helpful review because we are doing it all for you. But if you want to give us more, you absolutely can. Tell us how.
You could do so by joining us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get exclusive content like a live every Monday of the month and other goodies. So if you're at all interested in that kind of stuff, please join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. Also, don't forget to check out our collab with Pink Shade Pod. We talked about Ashley Madison episode 3, and we also were on her HEA podcast that dropped on Monday. So please go in or Tuesday. Please go in and check that out. Pink Shade Pod. Thanks. All right, you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.